And sometimes I say to my friend, Holland doesn't want to change because Holland is a big, fat, rich country. And people are spoiled. People don't have to change. People don't have to wake up. Listen, if my white neighbor is gonna live her life without meeting or ever talking to a black person, she actually can. My life, on the other hand, is a little bit different. My name is Joy Wielkens. I'm an actress, I'm a singer, I'm a theater performer, and I'm from Amsterdam, actually.
How would you culturally define yourself or racially define yourself?
I think I am a typical, as if that exists. I'm a Dutchie with Caribbean roots. Yeah, so I was raised the Caribbean way. My mother is from Suriname. My father is from the island of Curaçao. But I was born and raised in this city. I think the first time I felt very different was when I maybe went to theater school for youth. I think I was 8. And people asked me if I was adopted. And they asked me if I was adopted because I spoke Dutch so well. And they were sort of surprised, and I couldn't imagine that I would be raised by black people. I think I was 8, and I was so offended by the fact that they thought I was adopted, because I thought, I'm definitely not adopted. My mom is raising me and my sister by herself. So I think that's the first time that I realized that people didn't really knew what to do with me, and that felt foreign and strange. Yeah, because I was cool with who I was.
And in what way do you feel that it's affected you or informed your work?
In millions of ways. It affected me in a sense that I'm a black actress in a white film and theater industry. So in the beginning of my career, I got this is just a story we all know, a lot of roles as prostitutes, as domestic workers, as roles without any names. I mean, I've been to the University of Theater, I don't know, the theater school, which is a high degree of education when it comes to theater performer. I'm a little too good to be a tiny little role in your story, in your white story, where you have the idea that you have to do something with diversity. So you'll make me into a domestic worker or a prostitute to put a little color in your story. So in the beginning of my career, I had a lot of that. And I changed that. My mentality about that changed after a while. And I started to connect with projects and makers that were a little bit more interested in me and what I had to say as a black woman, instead of what they thought a black woman was in the world or in the industry. I wasn't fired from a TV series, but I decided there was a scene that I didn't want to do. It was just vulgar. It was a vulgar scene, and it was disrespectful not only to women, but especially to black women, because I was the only black actress in the show, and they asked me to do it. So I said I didn't want to do it, and then they never called me again. So I was booked for like a whole season. I did 3 episodes, and then they never called me again. And at this point in my career, I'm like, I'm fine with that, because this is stuff we make forever. My niece, who's going to be 35 in, 30 years, will be on the internet and sees this and still needs to have the feeling that I did that because it was bigger than myself. So I'm having sort of peace with the mission, in a sense. Do you understand that? Mm-hmm. Yeah. That certain things are just not for me, and that's fine. I'm not going to be your Negro like James Bond. Yeah. Yeah.
What do you think is our connection as a community, as a global community? Or maybe, I don't know, maybe there isn't one, but what do you feel?
From the downside, I wish I wouldn't immediately approach it from the downside, but I think suppression and the struggle to overcome that is, I think, something that is a deep connection between, even though the struggle is very different, but most of the time the struggle is connected to color and being black, but it would definitely mean something else for you and for me. But to overcome that and to find freedom in this world with the baggage of that, it's just like a nasty bird gift. Do you understand what it's like? Born a black baby, deal with that. So I think that's sort of a connection that you always, it's something you can never, even people who became big bosses and are rich as hell, they always stay black. And it means something to be black in this world. And most of the time, it means something bad, even though Oprah would tell you it's not. But then it's already the step of overcoming the ugliness of being black. I mean, it's not that I am feeling bad about being black. I don't want to be anything else but black. But I think that aspect of knowing what your position in this world is something that connects. Yeah.
Going to school since I was 4 was not the most fun thing to do, and I didn't feel really safe. The escape of the fairy tales, the Barbies, the acting, that was my safe haven.
Please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.
Join the movement.